So for this video, I really just wanted to set out and accomplish a goal I had in mind, which was to document how I make a spoon. Carving spoons has been something I've been doing for about 2-3 years now, and it's really just kind of a small hobby and something I enjoy a lot. It's pretty satisfying, and it's just a really cool process of making something that is natural thing. I can make it out of a tree that grows in my backyard. I mean, it's pretty rewarding, and it's super duper. It's fun. It's very fun. It's very simple, and it's just something I've really grown fond of over the last couple of years, and felt like it'd be a really good place to start and show the process of how I do that is pretty simple, but just feel like this is going to be a fun project to show you guys. So after I got that tree cut down, I had to get it down to the shop. And after curb stomping it ruthlessly, I had a small enough piece that I could carry easily and get it set up and start it drying so I could turn it into some nice little blanks I can make some spoons out of eventually. It took a good while, but mostly just because I was using this little handsaw, more for the ambience of it than anything. I had a chainsaw, but I didn't really feel like cutting down this little tree with that, and it was kind of just a hassle to get it all out and prepped and, safety gear, I guess. So I just did with the hand tools today. The entire time I was cutting down this tree, though, my dog was busy with his own project. So I think he found a squirrel or a groundhog or something that was hiding under this old piece of scrap metal in the woods, and he's just busy over here being the best boy. And then there's the other dog. She was pretty good too, but they're working kind of together for a while, but it was mostly just him, and he was being, just going crazy looking for that thing. But he didn't find anything, I didn't find anything, and we flipped that piece of metal up and there's just nothing under it, so we let it be. After that, we headed down to the garage and had this little piece cut into a smaller chunk, and I was really busy trying to make it work, get the shot with one hand carving off all that bark and the other hand trying to hold the phone. I don't have a tripod because I'm cheap and I really didn't feel like I needed it, so all the angles and stuff and everything you get in this video are really just me setting my phone up on anything I could figure it out. For the whole scene where I was cutting down that the tree that I'm making this out of, I'd actually been using another branch on a separate tree and just kind of had the phone sitting there, and it really didn't work that well. It kept falling, but I did all that out and it looks pretty good. So we're getting all this bark removed off this log, and we're gonna have it dry for about a year, maybe just 6 months. It really depends, and we're gonna go from there. And have it make 2 spoon blanks, and that way it'll dry a little faster, and maybe just get some, show more of the process of what it usually takes to make one of these. I'm not really any kind of pro or expert. I just do this a lot as a hobby, and I've gotten pretty okay at it. I've probably made about 50, maybe 60 now at this point, wooden spoons, but I still don't feel like I'm anyone to say anything on how to do anything, so mostly just trying to make something that's entertaining and show off one of my hobbies. So mainly what I was working on right now in this chunk here is trying to square up and peel back some of the inside after I split that log in half, and getting it ready so it can go up on a rack to dry all winter, and then in the spring I can turn it right into a spoon. Eventually I'll probably make it into something, and I might, if I'm still making videos, and get you guys an update, I guess. But it's looking pretty good. So right about here is kind of where I start cheating. So this wood wasn't dry. The tree I'd cut down hadn't been left dead standing or anything, and was still green. So I actually went back to the storage bin I had all my other stuff in, my old spoon blanks that I had dried out, and pulled this little guy out and started working from there with this guy. But it's the same process as normal, other than I didn't show how small I would split down the log into normally. But eventually I'd start with something about this size and then kind of keep cutting away until I end up with a spoon. And I'm really happy with it so far, and the final product is just awesome. But I'm just super excited to give this to one of my good friends, actually, and I can't wait to show you guys that part too. So this wood was like absolutely a dream to work with. This little block I've had sitting around for a long time trying to figure out something to do with was just like perfectly dry and just like, just a dream to work with. It peeled off really nice shavings, and I was super duper happy with it, and I think it turned out into a really good spoon. So in this chunk right here, I'm trying to draw out a design and trace it, which I actually don't normally do. I just kind of go with the flow, but I felt like, it'd be kind of interesting and a good way to show you guys kind of the process of how I do things. And I mean, I don't actually draw down the shape I want when I'm making spoons regularly, but I do plan out kind of a design in my head, and I'm kind of writing it out and tracing it out just to show you an example of what I was kind of going for and thinking of. And also, it's super hard to like get a good shot of this without. I need to get some better equipment and stuff. So here I started kind of chopping out the shape with this little hatchet and rounding things out and just taking off a lot more material than I can with it at different angles than I can get with the draw knife, and more material than I can get with the draw knife. So basically right here, what I'm doing is shaping it all out with the hatchet, and also working on, getting as close to it possible of cutting off my fingers as I can without actually cutting off my fingers. And, it's probably one of the funnest games you could ever play. So now I'm working on shaping out more of a profile that I can kind of work down to from the draw knife point, but it's kind of a lot bulkier in this process than I wanted it to be, but eventually I can shape it down a lot smaller with the draw knife and just, regular little chip carving knife and stuff like that. And, I think it all worked out in the end. So I'm getting ready to wood burn an M with this spoon, you know, for the first initial of the guy I'm gonna give it to. And yeah, this is one of my other wood burners, the broken one. And it just kind of sat in a drawer for a really long time. And I tried fixing the other one that used to work, and in that process of fixing it, doing little air quotes here, I destroyed it. So I went back to this one, and we just added a new burner tip on there with a piece of copper wire, and hopefully that's good enough and it works. But if not, we'll see. Oh wait, hold on, it's not even plugged in. There we go. It just blew a breaker too before, but I think it's gonna work. And here's the other wood burner that just worked, or kind of worked. It's not working anymore. If that'll focus. Yeah, there's the point of it. I'd made a custom shaped tip for it, and yeah, trying to get that out, it broke again. Really broke, super broke. So we're waiting on this one. So here I'm adding a little bit of butcher block conditioner. It's I'm pretty sure food safe and mineral oil based. But it really seals up the wood super nice, gives it a nice shine, but it doesn't add any taste or any kind of just chemicals and stuff you don't want to ingest on accident when you're eating with it. And I use it on pretty much every single spoon I make, and a lot of knife handles and different wooden projects. So here's the final product. Super excited with how it turned out. Still a couple little critiques, could have done this, could have done that, but all in all, really happy with how it turned out. And then I ended up giving it to a good friend of mine when we went on a hike down towards his place, and a super fun adventure, and I hope to keep doing more stuff like this.
Look at him go.